Hi guys, so this is the intro to my toy collection video. This has been a really anticipated video, so I decided to film it now because I kind of just reorganized all my toys and set them up about a month ago. Redid the setup that I had, so I'm pretty happy with it. So I figured it was a good time to finally show you guys, seeing as you have seen multiple sections of my toy collection behind videos for the last, like, I don't know, forever. And one of my biggest requests on all of my videos that it does show my toys is do a collection video. So here I am doing it. It's a little bit of a different setup right now, like me talking to you, because my camera is actually sitting on a shelf where my toys are. It's actually where I'm going to be starting my collection to show you guys. So I'm just going to get right into it, but without a small little disclaimer. I've been collecting toys my whole life. Eric has been collecting collectibles and books and stuff his whole life. This collection is pretty big. It's not as big as most people's, I know that. But to just a general person, this is a pretty big collection. This was not just acquired within, like, overnight. This wasn't just bought randomly. This is stuff that I have a passion for. This is stuff that I enjoy. This is stuff that I personally like going out and trying to find things, going to thrift markets, Comic Cons, and all these and all these different places to find different toys. So yeah, I just wanted to put that disclaimer because I know a lot of comments on most, like, toy collection or collection videos in general is, wow, that's a whole bunch of junk. Oh, wow, that's a whole bunch of stuff. You wasted all that money on stuff. This is a collection that has taken me a long time to do and a long time to have, and I'm quite proud of it. And I absolutely love my toy collection, which is why I want to share it with you guys. So I hope the lighting is pretty good. We had, like, during, like, winter storms and stuff, one of our lights blew out and it won't go back on in where a lot of our collection is, so it's usually, like, lamps and my little ring light that's connected to my camera for lighting for most of this video. I think it's gonna be okay. I did kind of like a test run through with it and it looked good. So I really hope the lighting is good for this video, and if you guys want to see more collection videos, like a book collection or anything like that, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below with any questions or any comments or anything like that. I love to hear from you guys. And let's get into the toy collection. Okay, so I'm starting with this because I think it's the coolest thing, but this is actually a custom puppet that I had made for Eric, which is technically a toy. It looks just like him, if you can see. That's Eric over here. And it looks very much like him. And it just kind of hangs out on my vinyl shelf, so there's my record player and my Hamilton vinyl. But that is definitely part of our collection, and he just hangs out here, and he looks really freaking awesome. The start of our toy collection is on top of our DVD case. So this is our DVD case, well, one of them. And up top over here, you guys can see, is all of our masks, and then all of Eric's South Park collection. So I'm going to get closer. These are all the masks that we have, and then also Eric's Die Hard collection. And then this is the kind of diorama setup that Eric did for his South Park pops and also, like, minifigures and stuff. So it kind of looks like South Park. Sorry you guys can see the reflection from the light, but if not, it would be really dark in there. So you have some, like, really old South Park figures of the boy band. And then you have some of the Build-It sets and then mystery minis and all that. And then down here, which we just got at GameStop, is one of the Cartman's basements, which we still have to put together. So that is all that stuff over here. Okay, so I'm backed up right now, but over here is where most of our toys kind of live. I have my little light on my camera on just so it can be kind of better, because the lighting in this room is terrible right now. But these are most of our toy shelves. These right over here are from Walmart. Glass case from IKEA, and then the other shelves are from Walmart. So I'm just gonna go into it and break it down. I'm gonna start off on that side though and work my way down. But yeah, so this is majority of our Star Wars collection, our Funko Pop collection, and everything like that. So I'm gonna get into it. Alright, so the primarily on these shelves is my Star Wars collection, among some other things, but it's mostly Star Wars. So on the top of the shelf over here is most of my Black Series figures from various movies, and also some older figures too, but it's mostly Black Series. And then if you come down over here, these are just my Disney movies and my Mal doll. So that's what's right there. And then on here has most of my Star Wars books and a lot of my Disney Infinity figures, as well as the die-cast Star Wars figures, the Black Series ones, live on this shelf. And behind those are some more Star Wars books, but mostly that's what's on that shelf. And then underneath here is just some of our board game collection and just a Star Wars lunchbox. This shelf over here has my Star Wars Forces of Destiny dolls, the two that I have of Jyn and Leia. The 40th anniversary like Kenner figures that are like supposed to mimic the Star Wars Kenner figures that are on like the cards and everything like that. So I have Leia, Luke, and Obi-Wan. I didn't get them all. I just got the ones that I wanted, honestly. And then I have Vader's lightsaber. I forgot what this is. This isn't like the really expensive one, but it's not the really cheap one either. Let's light up though. It's like the middle grade one, but yeah, I got that like 6 years ago for Christmas. And I just have my Jabba the Hutt Walmart exclusive freaking Funko Pop set over there, just because it fits there better than where all my Star Wars pops are. And then right here I have the majority of my Kylo Ren collection. I don't have every single Kylo figure, but I do have most. Some of them have been fallen over because that does happen from time to time. But I even have like the little Kylo over here. The die-cast one, some from the Disney store, just a bunch. And then back there is the lightsaber, like the generic one that Eric just modded, based off of the Cosplay Chris tutorial. So that's right back there. So that is that shelf. And then over here is kind of what I've dubbed my Stranger Things shelf, but there's other things on it. So I have all of my Stranger Things Funko Pops, some of my minifigures. There's some books behind there, just some random books, and then behind them is my Goosebumps books. And then over here is our horror shelf. Now I can break it down, but there's so much on it that I'm not going to. I do have my books, my Necronomicon that I made for Eric, and my handbook for the recently deceased, which Eric made for me. There's Eric's Ash collection, and then we have my little Monsters collection, along with just various horror pops and some NECA figures. And then way back there is my Beetlejuice collection, along with some of Eric's Jason Voorhees collection. So it's just a variety, a Mod Podge of different horror stuff. We're going to need a new shelf soon, but we try to only get stuff that we really like, just so we don't take up a lot of room. And then down here is just random books. Doesn't really matter. Now this is most of the biggest part of my collection is my Han Solo collection. So this is all of it. Well, most of it. I have a couple inside of the case. But this has a lot of Han Solo figures from over the years. I think the earliest I have is an 80s figure somewhere amongst these. But I have some that are on the card still, like this one. I have various Millennium Falcons. Almost all of the Han Solo pop figures, not all quite. Some newer ones and some older ones. All over the place. And then this blaster Eric had made for me, again, based off of a tutorial, I believe from Cosplay Chris, I'm not really sure. But this is just a quick overview of all of my Han Solo stuff. Now, I've been collecting Han Solo stuff for a very long time. Like, a real long time. In fact, this one right here, I don't know if you can see, I think it's on the other side, is the dolls from KB Toys. And if you open it up, it opens up, it has Luke and Han in their stormtroopers. So if you guys can see all of my Han Solo collection. It's probably my pride and joy. It's not as huge as some people's, but I do quite love this collection. Yeah, so that is all of that. And one of my first figures is actually one of these up here. I can't remember if it's like, it's one of these three from like the early 2000s, but it's one of those. I don't remember. So that's right there. Then I have some Han Solo artwork from various artists. And then over here is a lot of my older figures, and then some newer ones too. If you can see, there's Leia leaning on Hux, but she falls quite often. We're going to push her back for now. I have a Mace Windu, which is another one of my older ones. Chewie, some stormtroopers, some ships. That right there is Jar Jar Binks. That is Eric's. Lando. Yeah. The Emperor. All over the place. And then some of my Chrissy Azulu, I can't pronounce her name, artwork. So that is what's over there. And then this shelf is kind of a Mod Podge of things. I have my Riverdale Pops, missing one Jughead, which you'll see in a minute. Some of my Stephen King books, some other books, just a bunch of random stuff. And then my very small Rankin and Bass collection. I love the Heat Miser and Snow Miser, so Eric has gotten me a couple of those over the years. And then down here is my tiny Doctor Who toy collection, and also my Barney Stinson. And then just some more books. This is kind of like my biography shelf, basically. And then my Pink Ranger / Power Ranger collection. It's mostly Pink Ranger collection. You got the Pops, some Pez dispensers. This brings back so much nostalgia to me, because like the classic Pink Ranger was like one of my first like idols as a kid, I guess, besides Princess Leia, obviously. But it's my Pink Ranger collection, and then just some random books. Now this, I'm going to have to like open up the glass. But this case is from IKEA. It's probably one of the cheaper glass cases you can get. Up top, I have my Han and Leia picture that Eric had made me for our first wedding anniversary. Eric's stuffed Ash, my Kylo Ren Build-A-Bear, and my Kylo Ren plush. And now this opens up like so, very carefully. And then in here, you guys can see my light right there, but if not, it'd be dark in here. So I have my, so I can move that. Now it's dark, so I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with it. This is my Black Canary Barbie doll, which was apparently banned because you can see she's wearing fishnets, so that's very risque. My Bombshell Black Canary statue, Green Arrow statue, Flash statue. My Harley Quinn statues, my spray painting Harley Quinn, black and white Harley Quinn, black and white Batgirl, and steampunk Batgirl. And then over here is the continuation of my Han Solo collection. And I have Han riding a Tauntaun. That right back there is my very old Han Solo doll. And my newest member of the collection is this Han Solo statue that Eric got me for Christmas. And then part of the 40th anniversary Han Solo Kenner thing. And then down here is just Eric's Ash Evil Dead Living Dead doll. So that is what's in the case. A lot of it is some of my special things and just stuff that I don't want to get damaged or anything like that. And then right over here, we're getting to more like pop stuff. I'm not going to break down every single one, but this crazy shelf right here, guys, is all of my Star Wars Funko Pops. I'm not going to break it down, but you can see it's kind of crazy. There is a lot of them. It's nuts. So I don't have them all, which is kind of crazy because you see the amount that's over here, but I do have a lot. And they're kind of organized a little bit, but that is them. And then you come over here, and we kind of have our Green Arrow and Black Canary collection, along with some other Arrow stuff. So we have like Deathstroke and, God, I can't even think of names right now. Malcolm Merlin and Deadshot and Arsenal. And then over here, kind of stops right here, is our Green Arrow and Black Canary collection. Back there, those little guys are actually our toppers for our cake for our wedding. So you have various Green Arrow and Black Canary things, from Dorps to Pops to figures and just all of that. Down on this shelf is kind of our like our movies and TV pop shelf, kind of. You have like Baymax, Casey Jones, The Godfather, my Bay, Jeff Goldblum from Independence Day, Gilmore Girls, Amy Winehouse, Bob Ross, You name it, it is probably on this shelf. And then we come over here, and this is my Harley Quinn shelf. This is another huge collection that I've been collecting for over 10 years. And I can't really break it down for you guys because there is so much on this shelf. But you can see all the variants and all the different things to Bombshell Harley Quinn, to different things all over the place. Older and newer ones. I forgot what my oldest one was, but I know one of my first ones, I believe, was the Hush figure. It's like right ahead, but I'm not really sure exactly what my oldest one is. The first one I got. But yeah, so that is all of that. And then right down here is my cartoon, mostly Disney shelf. So I have like, it's separated into Disney and then goes into some more Nickelodeon and other cartoons. That's that. And then this is my superhero shelf and some of my video game pops. If you guys can see, it varies from DC and Marvel. I don't have a lot of newer ones just because I'm going to be real with you guys. It's been really hard to keep up, but I do have quite a bit. I have mostly Batman, if you can see. And then that's the view of the video game. And then the last actual Funko Pop shelf is down here. This is more like my sci-fi and some cartoon shelf. It's the bottom shelf, so you don't get to see it that often. But yeah, that is on that shelf. And I promised that I'd show you guys where Jughead Jones is, and he's just kind of hanging on my little... This is one of my bookshelves. Another bookshelf. And he's just hanging out with my Pops cup. But that's basically it, aside from, like, random books on the shelf. And the final collectible shelf is this one. It's kind of where all of our autographs, or some of our autographs and photos are from conventions. And on the side I have my 2 Lucille's, some prop machine gun that Eric modded, my How I Met Your Mother umbrella, and then at the top of this over here is my Harry Potter collection. So I have my Triwizard Cup, my Chocolate Frog, some books, Newt Scamander, my, like, Goblet of Fire pops. Thought that was appropriate. And then on this shelf I have my Harry Potter books and all my Harry Potter pops, my Marauder's map, my Tonks wand, and oh no, Neville fell. Of course Neville would be the one who would fall, right? Right, guys? If you know Neville, you know he would definitely be the one who would fall. And that is my Harry Potter shelf. Down here is my Walking Dead shelf. So I have a lot of Walking Dead pops. We didn't collect them all because I'm going to be real with you guys. Again, it was a lot to keep up with. Our mystery minis are McFarlane toys, which 2 of them have fallen, but yeah, that happens from time to time, especially with neighbors that jump around a lot. And over here is our Rick collection. So Eric has like Rick's watch, a tag that says Grimes on it, the map to Terminus that he made, and just a lot of Rick Grimes stuff. This shelf is various action figures from different things. Back there you can see our Sin City ones, you can see all of my Heroes ones right here, iZombie, Gotham, Casey Jones, what's his face from Rocky, Lemmy, and Firefly. This is kind of just like the random ones that don't really have a theme to go with, so they're just kind of on this shelf. And then this over here is what's left of my Batman collection. So I used to have a bigger Batman collection, but I gave some of it away. So that is it. I have my Pez, my Batmobile, some random little figures, my Heath Ledger Joker, my classic Joker, some figures, my The Dark Knight Returns Batman, some, I believe that's Batman versus Superman. There's just a bunch. So that's what I have on that shelf here. So that is a final look at that shelf, and that is actually the end of my toy collection.